Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Cale Dodds. All the way from Georgia. How you doing, man? Have a seat. Quick little Q&A before we get started with some music. I'll stand on this side over here. You get your guitar. So you're from Georgia?
I am.
And I heard that you've done some shows with folks like Sam Hunt and such. You've been doing this for a little while. This isn't something brand new for you.
It's not. I've been. I grew up in different bands, and traveling the Southeast, and finally made my way up to Nashville about 7 years ago, 6.5 years ago, and finally wrote some songs. Wrote by myself forever. Started co-writing in Nashville, and then wrote for other people for a while, and then finally got the attention of labels with my stuff, and I'm lucky to be out here on radio tour with Warner.
So when you finally say, all right, I'm going to do it, I'm going to pack up, I'm going to go to Nashville, I mean, do you have your family going, no, don't, there's so many people doing the same thing, or did they all say, yeah, go do it?
The day I left, my mom was crying, my dad was smiling. And I came home for Christmas that year, and my dad was crying, my mom was smiling. So, true story. But no, they were very supportive. I didn't grow up in a musical family. I grew up in a family that just loved music. Well, my dad couldn't even play the radio, so it was. They were just excited to see me pursuing a passion. Honestly.
What'd you grow up listening to on the radio?
My dad used to have this Bronco we drove around in, and he had Tom Petty literally stuck in the CD player at the greatest hits at all times. And so it was either that or country. The radio was on country, CD was stuck on Tom Petty. Mom always had it on top 40 in country. So I was just this kind of melting point of, this mutt, if you will, of just Tom Petty country music, top 40 hits and country music. So
well, that's what it is nowadays. Anyway, it's Tom Petty and country all mixed together. What's the Tom Petty jam?
Oh man, I've always, it's cliche. I've always tried to crack the Tom Petty code. The fascination of how he makes the simple. He's just two words: free falling, free. Free fall. It's the two words in a big chorus, So he has this thing of making it so simple, and we always overcomplicate it as songwriters, So
before we get to some songs, you going out on tour with some folks this year?
I am. I finished radio tour at the end of March, and when I get done with the radio tour, I'm going out to have some John Party dates. I'm playing the ACM.
Juan Fiesta. He's very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Playing
John Party. Juan
I see what
Fiesta.
you did there. I liked it. But Lou loved it. Lou Ramirez loved it.
Some people are still waiting on it. That's all right. I'll explain it to you, Eric.
But I go out with have some more stuff. We're playing the ACMs. I have some festival stuff, so my own headlining stuff, and then there's a couple more things coming up in the fall that hopefully I'll be able to announce soon.
I mean, you're pretty well known in some college towns across the country, right? I mean, you've done that for a while.
Yeah, we did the circuit for a while in the Southeast, but hopefully we'll end up back in Athens for sure.
He's a Georgia Bulldog, like I am, so I love him already. All right, give a round of applause for Cale Dodds, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to start with a song called Lying. We weren't supposed to be there, parts on the beach where sand felt more like an hourglass. We were both pretending summer wouldn't end if we stayed there. Right on the front of that Pontiac, kicking back, driver's side window cracked, with the radio up, just the two of us lying on the hood of my car, under the stars, and falling as hard as they were. Didn't know we didn't mean it, swore we believed it, and took it too far. She said forever, I said I never let her out of these arms, when the truth is we were just lying, lying on the hood of my car. Well, I can still remember bare feet on the fender, saw waves in her hair from the water. The engine wasn't running, but it heated up when she tossed that tank top off of that Pontiac, breathing fast, hearts beating over that radio all the way up. No, we weren't just lying on the hood of my car, under the stars, and falling as hard as they were. Didn't know we didn't mean it, swore we believed it, and took it too far. She said forever, I said I never let her out of these arms, when the truth is we were just lying. Lying on the hood of my car. We had that backseat packed up with all my stuff when we promised that we'd keep in touch. It turns out that we were just lying on the hood of my car under the stars and falling as hard as they were. Didn't know we didn't mean it and swore we believed it. Took it too far. She said forever. I said I never let her out of these arms, when the truth is we were just lying. Lying on the hood of my car. We were lying on the hood of my car. And she said forever. I said never. Lying on the hood of my car. Thank you. All right. Again, my name is Cale Dodds, and I appreciate everybody being here today and playing hooky from work to come hang out, to go listen to a new artist you told your boss, right? No, I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out. I'm sorry that the kegs weren't here as promised, with the bribe to get here, but we can change that. Lou has a fifth in the car in the parking lot. We can take this party there when we get done. I actually, we just got back from New York, and I'm on radio tour right now, so it's just every week I'm gone, pretty much until the end of March, and it started in January, and it's been great, it's been fun, but it's crazy. I feel like everywhere I go, the cold follows me, and I know that New York is naturally cold this time of year, but the time that I went a couple weeks ago was like the coldest it had been all year, of course, right? And then I went to California last week, and it was the coldest it had been all year. And the week before that, or the first week, I went to Austin, Texas, and I did something I don't feel like most people can ever say, which is they got snowed in Austin, Texas. So my point is, if you didn't bring a jacket today, by the time you leave here, you're going to need to look like Randy from A Christmas Story. I looked like the Michelin Man when I was up in New York, just like 8 jackets on. So it's nice to come down here and walk in and out of a gas station and feel a little sweat on my back. It feels like home, so thank y'all for having me. That story had zero to do with the setup of this next song, but I wanted to let y'all know that this is the one-man ADD show up here, and squirrel, that I appreciate the weather, honestly. Being from Georgia, it's nice to, I grew up, it was short-sleeve shirt at Christmas, so this is a nice welcome home after 6 weeks of frostbite and enjoying spilling coffee on myself. So this next song is about this is about that part of the relationship where it's new and you're dating someone and they're also dating you, and it's exciting and it's fun, but then you find out she's also dating a bunch of other people at the same time. So this song is about sharing, letting go of the me. The song's called All Over. The same place we go every weekend. I walked in, ordered a drink, and I saw her. Wish I didn't see him. Damn. Wish I didn't see him. Funny how fast these things happen. Jokes on me, but no one's laughing. It's not that I hate her, nah, I just hate that we're strangers. She's all over me. Looks like she finally found what she needs. Watching her dancing over there all over him. But one thing's easy to see, that she's all over me. Yeah, she's all over me now. Well, I don't want to make it weird for her. So I'm gonna stay clear of her, 'cause I might say something I regret. Like I miss you, wish you never left. She's all over me. Looks like she finally found what she needs. And watching her dancing over there all over him, the one thing's easy to see, that she's all over me. Yes, she's all over me. I don't wanna fight the guy she's with, 'cause she looks happy with whoever he is. Watching him hold her, wish I could do it all over, but she's all over me. She's all over me. She's all over me. Looks like she finally found what she needs. Watching her dancing over there all over him, the one thing's easy to see, that she's all over me. Yes, she's all over me now. She's all over me. She's all over me. She's all over me. Thank you. When I moved to Nashville about 6 years ago, I was there was this time where I was living in this garage. It was like all I had. You know, it was like I was on the road Thursday through Sunday. I'd come home Sunday night, and I would wake up Monday morning, and I would write, and I'd write all day with different writers, and I'd go in the studio at night and demo songs. And there was this garage. It was half the size of this stage. It had like a cot in it and like a place, literally like a wire to hang your stuff. It was like $300 a month cash. But I didn't care, you know. I was single and have kids, married, whatever. Like I was just taking a nap there and then going to write, go in the studio, go on the road, eat, sleep, repeat, right? But during this time, I was so hungry, no pun, but I was so hungry because I was coming up with all these ideas while living in the garage. It made me so creative, and it was just this very seminal moment. Sorry, we have a Knowles fan sitting right behind you. Be careful. But there's a Bulldogs fan behind him, so we're fine. Sidetrack. The ADD is real, folks. Squirrel. But the truth is, it was a great moment for me because not only was it just so humbling, but it made me so hungry and passionate about what I was doing, and I was happy. I didn't care, you know what I mean? And I mean, I can never step foot in a garage again, but for the time, it was great. And I was writing with these three friends of mine. Every Monday night after our scheduled writes on Monday, we'd get together and we would write. Because it was four best friends hanging out, writing songs, and we loved it. And it was a guy in a band at the time that wasn't signed named Michael Hobby from a band called 1,000 Horses. And there's a guy in a band that wasn't signed at the time named Neil Mason from a band called Cadillac 3. And a guy named Corey Crowder who at the time didn't have a ton going on as a producer or a songwriter, now has 5 number ones as a producer, produces Chris Young, Cassidy Pope, and he produces my stuff, and he's just gone on to have a great career. And then shortly after that, I got a record deal, and I got a couple cuts, and I was going out on the road playing my songs, and we're all still good friends, but that time was so special to all of us because we were all so hungry, and we just believed in each other and what we could do. But we wrote a song during that time that Michael and the band 1,000 Horses ended up cutting, and they ended up making it their second single, and I was fortunate for it because it allowed me to move out of the garage into an actual room with air conditioning, and there weren't rats that had pet names and mold and all that. I could keep going, but this song's called This Ain't No Drunkdial, and 1,000 Horses ended up cutting it, and I was lucky to be a part of it. Girl, don't hang up, I called on purpose. Well, hell, I've had a few, but hell, I'm hurt. Well, our song came on the radio, I could hear you singing along. So I took the long way home so I could listen to it all. It sounds like oh, 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 oh. And it sounds like oh, 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 oh. Well, this ain't no drunk down, this ain't no words that I'll forget. 'Cause in the morning I still mean everything I say. Well, I know it's late and I ain't called in a while. Well, this ain't no drunk dial. We ain't gotta talk about what happened, but I'll take the blame if you want me to have it. Yeah, somewhere in this full moon night there's a way to make this whole thing right. Leave your front door open, I'll be there before you know it. This ain't no drunk down, this ain't no words that I'll forget. 'Cause in the morning I still mean everything I say. Well, I know it's late and I ain't called in a while. But this ain't no drunk dial. But this ain't no drunk dial. Well, this ain't courage from the bottle. Well, it's just one last shot to give it all we got. Yeah, and it sounds like oh, 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 oh. It sounds like oh, 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 oh. Well, this ain't no drunk down, this ain't no words that I'll forget. 'Cause in the morning I still mean everything I say. Well, I know it's late and I ain't called in a while. Well, this ain't no drunk dial. Well, this ain't no drunk dial. Well, this ain't no drunk dial. And it sounds like oh, 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 oh. Thank you.
Cale Dodds, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome. Thank you all for being here and for watching on YouTube Live as well. I got to ask you, when you wrote that song, how much time had passed from when you wrote it to when it finally came on the radio?
Oh, wow. I'd say about a year and a half to 2 years.
Oh, so it was
maybe even 3 because
Wow.
they got signed well after we wrote it. And then they had their first single, Smoke, which was #1, and which then started the process of the second single. And, you know, that takes a little while, and it got to about 20. And, yeah, so it was a little while.
So that was your first cut on the radio?
Yeah, first time ever hearing something I wrote on the radio.
And what was that reaction like?
You know, it's crazy because I just left the Ryman for the first time.
Playing there?
No.
Oh, just attending?
Seeing 2 of my favorite artists, Chris Stapleton and Jason Isbell.
That's a
and
pretty good show.
I was with my guitar player, and we're on this high from seeing one of the best shows we've ever seen. And I flip on the radio as we're driving home, and it's the first time I heard Drunkdial, and it was just like, you know, I don't think I could have had any more emotions at once, you know, in a 10-minute time span.
That's pretty sweet.
So
what's available on iTunes for people can download?
So
right
I've
now?
recorded 6 songs for my record, and so far we've put out those 6. We're doing it kind of unconventional. We're doing we did 2 in October, 2 in November. We skipped Christmas, and then we did 2 in January. And the 2 in January, the double was Like We Do and Take You Back. Take You Back was my single, and Take You Back is obviously the one we're going to radio with, and you guys just saw the video for. And I'm going to go, after radio tour, I'm going in to cut 3 more songs, and then go on tour, and then come back to 3 more songs and release those kind of the same way. So.
All right, so all those 6 are on iTunes right now?
On iTunes right now.
All right, go download them. Cale Dodds, ladies and gentlemen, one more time.
Thank you all for having me. Thank you, The Wave. Thank you, Heath.
Appreciate you guys watching as well.
Thank you, Worldwide.